Hello everybody, this is MC Aggie St. James. This is my daily video vlog number 119. As y'all are aware, I did my daily video vlog number 118 from yesterday, where I was crying and very upset about my financial situation. I've been online filling out applications non-stop. I cannot tell you how many applications I have filled out, resumes I've sent off. I've called several of these places back. Most of them, the problem that I'm coming into contact with, if that makes any sense, is that most of these places are not doing any hiring until closer to the holidays, which does not help my situation at all, because they're looking to hire closer to October when this is only the middle of August, and so that's not going in my favor. I have been praying and crying and praying, and in the midst of all this praying and crying, once again still filling out all these applications as much as I can. I am registered with all of the job email blast sites, Craigslist. I can't name all the companies I filled out applications with. I just keep filling out these applications, submitting these applications, hoping and praying to God that somebody will see it and be interested in calling me up for an interview. At this point, that's all I can do, is just keep filling out these applications. I appreciate everybody's comments that they left on underneath my vlog from yesterday. And I'm a real person, and I try to keep it real as best as I can. And I didn't want to hide what I was going through because of, be it pride, which I seriously don't have any of, because I'm a very humble person. I've like I've mentioned before, I've gone hungry longer than I've ever been full. I've not to claim or put a claim on my situation. I'm just trying to explain it more than anything else. That I've struggled in my life tremendously. So I think that's what keeps me so humble, is because I know how it can be to not have much, and I know how it can be to not have anybody or feel like you don't have anybody to talk to. And I guess that's why when someone I'm close with is going through something, I always make sure that they know I'm there regardless, because sometimes that's all a person needs, is just to know that somebody is there for them. I'll be it. I'll let them know this through text messages or through calling. And a lot of times I'm going through hell, but despite what I'm going through, I always make sure to let the people that I love and know, who I know have my back, who I know honestly just want the best for me. I always make sure that they know that I'm there, despite what I'm going through, despite how low I may be feeling. I've always found a way to bring encouraging words to people, even when I'm in my most troubling state, or even if I'm going through hell. I want nothing but to encourage others, because in turn that also helps to encourage me, if that makes any sense. So I think the worst thing, or one of the worst things you can do to a person, is not be there for them, not support them in their dreams and aspirations and passions, not support them in conversation, and just letting them know that you're there. There's plenty of times where I don't feel like being bothered. Plenty of times. Or where I'm caught up and I'm really busy. But despite what it is, I always want people to know that I'm still here. Because we all need help. We all need love, and we all need that physical relationship with someone, with somebody. Humans need to interact, and so I just, I don't know what I'm saying, but despite all of this, all I can do is continue to have faith that something will come through within this next week. For somebody like myself that's constantly filling out applications, constantly submitting applications, I guess that's kind of the same thing. God, people can see that you're trying, that you're doing all that you can. And it's easy when you're not in that situation to just, you know what I mean? Like, it's easy when you're just not in the situation to go on with your daily life and daily life's activities, and because you're not in that situation. So it's easy. So all I ask is for your continued support through sending positive energy my way, through prayer. That's it, I'm not a perfect person. I have never claimed to be perfect. But I can honestly say right now, on this day, that through my entire life thus far, I have never one time intentionally tried to do any harm to any living soul. I have never once intentionally done wrong anybody. Intentionally, I never have. So when it comes to karma, I hope y'all can see me because I'm trying my best here with this phone. When it comes to karma, I honestly believe I'm not receiving any negative karma, because based off of anything that I may or may not have done in the past, because can y'all see me okay? Okay, because I have a huge passion for people and their situations. So you know how you know people who are going through a hard time and they say, this is just karma coming back. I've never, ever, and I believe in karma, so it's not that I don't believe in it. It's just I have never intentionally tried to hurt anybody, be it emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, or anything. I've never had that in my bones to do something like that. So I know this isn't karma coming back because I've never done that to anybody. Like I said, now I'm not perfect. I've made some wrong decisions in my life. Who hasn't? But that's what makes us human, right? I mean, that's what makes us who we are. If you learn from your mistakes and go forward, move forward, that's what makes you who you are. That's how you grow, just like a flower. That is how you grow. So, I do have one quick story to tell. And it kind of ties into with what I'm going through right now. Only a few people know about this story. But about 5 years ago, I was sitting on my mama's back porch, and I was pregnant with my daughter, who is now 4.5, but I was pregnant with her, and I was crying, sitting in a chair on my mother's back porch, all by myself. Nobody else was out there, and I was crying because I had no idea how I was going to support this beautiful little girl that was inside of me that I was about to bring into this world. I was working at the time, but all I was getting was 8 to 10 hours a week. The father of my daughter wanted nothing to do with her. To this day, has wanted nothing to do with her. She's 4.5. I have not spoken with him since I was 3.5 months pregnant. And I'm fine with that. Let me just go off my story for a second and just say this. I'm okay with that. Because when I decided to continue this pregnancy with Egypt, which is my daughter, I knew that there would be a chance that I may have to do it alone. But I'm a strong woman. And I'm a hard-working woman. And I saw my mother raise me and my sisters. And I saw how much strength it took. And I knew I could do it. I knew I could do it. And I did. But that's why that's not why I was crying. I was crying, back to the story, but I was crying because, even though I knew all of this, it was still really hard to grasp, and especially without knowing any answers or all the what ifs and all the possibilities and all the outcomes that could or could not occur go through your head when you're a woman that's pregnant, has barely any help financially, and the man who impregnated you wants absolutely nothing to do with the child. Who wouldn't go through emotions and feelings like that, right? So as I'm sitting there crying, knowing I have this dead-end job, barely any money to my name, and knowing that I'm going to have to do this more than likely 9 out of 10 by myself, I saw this butterfly come out of absolutely nowhere. And it was flying around my mother's flowers in her garden that were sitting in front of me. I was sitting on the chair and the garden was right here. I just kept crying. I noticed the butterfly, but I just kept crying. After I'd say 1 or 2 minutes, went by, the butterfly kept kind of flying closer to me, and it started, and I love butterflies, but it started to kind of get to irritating me because I'm sitting here, crying, trying to have a moment, you know what I mean, by myself, because I'm just drained and unsure of my future and how I'm going to raise this beautiful little girl. And the butterfly just kept getting closer to me. So finally, I just looked at the butterfly. I think my head was down and I just kind of looked up at it. And I noticed that this butterfly only had one full wing. For whatever reason or however this happened, this butterfly's other wing looked like it had been ripped off. Not, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like cut off, like a straight line. It was like ripped off. You know what I mean? It had like little, you know what I'm saying? And it was only half of a wing. And as the tears are running down my face, I'm sitting here looking at this damn butterfly with one full wing. And this was on a windy day. I gave birth to my daughter in December, on December 12th. And this was in the fall. So I was about maybe 6 or 7 months pregnant. Forgive me for not knowing exactly. So it was pretty chilly and the wind was kind of strong. And I looked at this butterfly who just kept flying. And it made me break down in tears, as if I wasn't crying in tears, breaking down already. But I just looked at this butterfly in amazement. Like, how in the hell can this butterfly still fly with only one full wing and only half of a second wing? And then all of a sudden, it was kind of like, you know how Oprah talks about that aha moment? I guess you could say that was my most intense aha moment that I've ever had thus far in my life. Because for some reason, it felt like that butterfly was meant to come to me, and it was meant for me to see this butterfly. And I thought to myself, how hard of a life this butterfly must have with only one full wing. It's got the wind that it's got to fight each and every day, the storms that it's got to fight each and every day, other, birds and other types of flying that it's got to fight each and every day. The heat, the cold weather. And this butterfly had to spend so long in a cocoon just to be able to break free of this cocoon and fly. And now this butterfly's flying with only one wing. And it just made me think, that if this little butterfly can do this, can fly despite only having one full wing, despite all weather conditions, if this little butterfly can do it, then damn it, I can too. And I'll never forget that day. And I don't know what happened to that little butterfly, and I don't even know if I'll ever see it again. But from that moment on, every time I'm going through a hard time, or every time I feel like nothing I do is ever good enough, I think about that butterfly and how that butterfly is still going, or I hope it's still going. The only reason why I would think the butterfly isn't still flying around with that one little wing is if, God forbid, something would have happened to it. I'm sorry, y'all. I have like a huge passion for anything that's living. So, cats, dogs, butterflies. And then it just flew away. It just flew away, and I never saw it again. But it just made me think, how I'm like that butterfly, how we all are like that butterfly. Some of us are broken. Some of us feel as if we're damaged. Some of us feel like we're never good enough. We're not good enough. Some of us, how so many of us, of mankind, feel like that one little butterfly. Just trying to make it. Just trying to make another day to just fly. And I know it may sound cheesy, but I thought I would share that with y'all because I feel like I'm that little butterfly with one full wing, just trying to make it. So I had no intentions of crying today, but every time I talk about that story, and like I said, I've only shared it with a few people, but even when I just think about it, it brings me to tears because it was such an intense moment of just realization. It was like my little aha moment that I have all to myself, So, I'm going to end this vlog. I had no intention of it going on for 21 minutes already. So, please just keep me in your thoughts and your prayers, and that I'm able to find some full-time work. I'm hoping and praying to God within these next 7 days. And I love each and every one of y'all. And I thank you for watching this vlog. It's MC Aggie St. James, y'all, and I'm out.